Evening, everyone, and welcome back to finally another live preview. Of course, last week I was pretty busy, so we couldn't do one. Of course, we've had a few games as well. Portsmouth over the weekend losing 3-1. Of course, we're going to get into that first, give our thoughts on everything that happened, the referee, the performance, the formation, etc. But of course, if you are new here, then do leave a like, subscribe as well. We're on the road to 7,000 subscribers, which is crazy. Make sure to get your questions in as well. Of course, we'll go over our lineup, score prediction at the end, go through Shrewsbury's team. Hopefully the audio sounds good. Let me know in the comments if it does. I've fiddled around with the audio and the sound, so hopefully it should sound better with no crackle or anything. But yeah, I hope you do enjoy this. If you are watching it back on the replay, then do leave your score predictions as well in the comments at the end. But yeah, we got Charlie Boy that's in chat already. We got Dave Thatcher, evening to you. Hope you had a good birthday as well, by the way. Wayne Clark as well. Rob as well. Thanks for joining and tuning in early. But yeah, Neil, back on. How you doing? How you been this week? Reflecting on the Portsmouth game as well.
Yeah, I've been alright, mate. You know me. Like within half an hour, I'm well and truly over it. Like I can get over it pretty quick. It wasn't, it wasn't really in our hands, really, come the end of it. You've got an official there that, his ass fell out at the end of the day, and he should never be given games with big crowds and big in atmospheres like that, to be honest. He was the deciding factor, really, if truth be told. Were we brilliant? No, but, we set up to sort of disrupt Portsmouth as best we could. I mean, you can't go toe-to-toe with Portsmouth for 90 minutes. Like, we set up in the first half. We tried to make it as disruptive as we could, pack that midfield out, make it ugly. And I think if we conceded a bad goal, I said to you on the way up there, I said, we'll be vulnerable at the back post today. We'll be really vulnerable at the back post today. And we've conceded from a set piece, which we knew that it was always on the cards that we could do of late, and the way that we're operating. Like, at the end of the day, Connor Taylor was a massive luxury for us last season. Not many sides in any division have someone that you are guaranteed to win a dead ball or something coming in your box near enough every time. So we just got to live with the fact that ain't going to be part of our game this season and adapt to it. We haven't done as yet. They scored from a set piece, but if we go in 0-0, I think we saw it 1-1. Fratton Park's not a intimidating place, and it's pretty. And those Portsmouth players didn't really handle 1-1 very well at all. To be honest, the crowd got on top. It went pretty quiet, frustrated. They're an angry fan base, Portsmouth. They're not, they look pretty hard done by, entitled, but they're pretty moody fan base when things ain't going well for them. And I think it reflected in Portsmouth's performance.
Yeah.
And the penalty is what it is, mate. There's no point talking about it. He couldn't wait to give it. I know he's delayed, but he's only delayed it because he wanted to get as close to their fans as he could before he give it. And then if the Collins one's up the other end, he gives it 100%. It's just one of them, or his arse has fell out. He's not strong enough to do games like that. Should we have got a point, for industry and effort and all the rest of it? Maybe. Did we work their goalkeeper much? No, not really. But go back to Belly making saves. He has to make saves when we win games. So it's one of them where if we'd have nicked a point, we'd have been pleased. Should we have got beat? Maybe. But in the manner we got beat, it's a tough one to take.
Yeah, it is frustrating. We got a comment as well saying, Neil, do you fancy being Rochdale manager? I think you'd save us from relegation.
I need a budget, mate, and I don't think I got one down there.
Yeah, they're having a shambles, aren't they? Every time, obviously, they sat their manager getting battered like every single game at the moment. Not looking good. Big up Jack Ford as well. Good to see you at Barnsley and Pompey as well, finally in person. Even to Riley as well. Big up to Lucas saying, are you coming to the Rovers game, MK? Yeah. Rovers, Luca, not Bristol. Please don't say Bristol. But yeah, I'll be going to that MK in a few weeks or so. But yeah, obviously, I know you touched on then about the game, but I know obviously Barton. When we seen the lineups, it was obvious. I think it was obvious before, especially after the poor performance and how easy it was for Barnsley to score against us and create chances, it was obviously he was going to go for a point and try and make it defensive. But the actual team, what did you make of it? Because I couldn't believe it. I knew we'd go defensive, but what did you make of it? With like obviously, I think on like all the the apps, it was like 3-3-3 or something weird like that. 3-4-3, and with Roster, Whelan, Coots, Finley, Evans, packing out the midfield. What did you actually make of that? Was you surprised about that?
Well, it's not what we expected, but the thing with Barton and when he sets up a team is, even if it's not what you expect, at least you can see what he's trying to do. At least there's there's sense in what he's trying to do. You've seen other managers line up and you think, I don't understand what he's trying to get at here, but as soon as you see it come out at 2:00, you get what Barton's intentions are. And I still don't think he went there for a point. He just wanted to make that game a 50-50 game as much as possible over 90 minutes, which means you can't go toe-to-toe with Portsmouth at Fratton Park for 90 minutes. You have to try and slim that down, which means you have to try and stay in the game for as long as you can. You went in at 1-0 down, not the end of the world. We come out second half. We were better second half, no doubt, especially introducing Anderson. Yeah, introducing Anderson, give us a bit of an out ball, tried to get us up the pitch. We created nothing, and with the midfield being what it was going to be about industry and effort, second balls, trying to make it scrappy. And we got a goal off of hard work and endeavour, chasing lost causes. Them front two worked their nuts off, to be fair, on scraps and nothing. And, Raggett's made a mistake, and we've pounced on it. Collins has tucked it away. We're 1-1 on what, like the hour maybe? So then we're in the game with half an hour left. You saw that it completely changed at 1-1. Fratton Park was dead. They were uninterested. They were angry. They were fed up. Players looked shook. And for about a 10-15 minute spell, we looked good after the goal. Well, maybe not so much that, to be honest, not 10-15 minutes. But for a spell afterwards, we looked good value for, driving Portsmouth back. Were we going to get a goal? Maybe not. But we could have got something like a penalty or a free kick, or we could have delivered something and made them think. But for 90 minutes, we weren't desperately great going forward. It was all lost causes, second ball. But like I said, that team was set up to make that game scrappy, hard work, make them Portsmouth players question themselves. And for long periods, we did that. We got undone by an official at the end of the day. Like, I still believe that if that was at the other end, we don't get that penalty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
The roles are reversed. Is because we didn't have a lot of quality going forward. We weren't desperately brilliant and free flowing, but you shouldn't be going to Portsmouth. You do that, you get put to bed 4-0 if you try and go toe to toe with them early doors. Anyone who goes to Portsmouth, unless you're sort of Sheffield Wednesday or a big hitter or something, you go to Fratton Park and try and go toe to toe with them, you're going to get undone. I thought it was a smart strategy what Barton did. That was what we had. Thin on the ground, lads still trying to get up to fitness, etc. I thought it was a decent strategy, and it got us to where we wanted to be. We nicked a goal, which was a goal coming was always going to be one that we had to sort of nick. It was either going to be a set piece from Evans or a mistake that we pounced on, etc. And we got it, and we got there through hard work and industry. And then it's just a sickener the way that we do concede the second.
Yeah, it is so frustrating. Like you said, especially first half we sort of it's annoying as well. Like you said, conceding that set piece goal just before half time, pretty much. It was a real blow, and then obviously, like you said, we started well. Great pressing from Marquis on Raggett, to get the assist. And then Collins again, really good finish. Didn't have a lot of chances, all game pretty much. But like you said, in that spell we did look good. Collins finally got, and we finally pushed up the pitch. Obviously, Barton went for it then in the end, didn't he? He took off. Was it Whelan at half time? Put on Harry Anderson. Obviously, went a bit more attacking. We did look good. It was just annoying we couldn't have done it for a little bit longer. But like you said, when you go toe to toe with a team like Portsmouth with the players they got, then unless you're one of the big hitters, it's gonna be a struggle really. Big up to Matt as well. Hello from Glasgow Airport. Big up to Louis as well, who's a Port Vale fan, and saying, I don't fancy our chances this Saturday. We've got Pompey at home. Yeah, it'd be tough. Obviously, tough start for Vale as well. Made the most out of Barnsley, didn't we? Bigging up the lofty Shame. As soon as I said hello, he took Cootsy off. Yeah, big up to Kieran West as well. Part-time week officials of Costa, says Rob. Yeah, I know it's frustrating. Big up to Juan as well, Argentinian Gas. Good to be back on your streams, up the gas. Yeah, good to have you back as well, Juan. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, like you said, it was just so frustrating. The fact that, like you said, and it was right after, wasn't it? Of course, after Collins, went down, basically went up the other end, and they got one themselves. And I seen it back. No way is that a penalty for them. That is just so weak. Big up to Tom as well. Obviously, seen him as well at Pompey. But yeah, a really frustrating one. Of course, annoying as well. Of course, it's good to get two of the big hitters out of the way. But obviously both, obviously losing them, scoring 1 goal, conceding 6 is a bit annoying. But we go with Shrewsbury and and Morecambe, the next 2 games, of course. Bit annoying that there's no Tuesday night game. I do love a Tuesday night. But yeah, we need to be picking up 6 points, hopefully. But yeah, I will, I've been meaning to start, I started vlogging twice last season, and for some reason I got seen and I said I wasn't allowed, so I will try and do a vlog very soon. I know the channel is called that, but yeah, I will do it. It has been a bit annoying, to be honest. Burrissy Tom says 9 points in the next 3. What's the third one? Is it that MK game? The third one after Morecambe?
It'll be on the road, won't it? Because you got 2 at home, won't you? And then it'll be the third one will be on the road.
Yeah. Then it's Ipswich, of course, after that as well. So yeah, definitely the next 2. And yeah, MK haven't had the best of starts, but we'll see. See that. Of course, the next thing. Obviously, I've already done a video. Everyone's had their thoughts. What's your thoughts on Rovers finally signing McCormick, one of the longest transfer sagas ever at Rovers I can remember. We've been linked with him with ages, and we finally signed him, of course, on a 3-year deal. We can, if you want, we can quickly touch on, Rovers fan, going Derby away. Yeah, we can quickly touch on Barnsley, actually, because we didn't, I was too busy to do like a reaction. But, we've already talked, obviously me and you talked at Pompey. It was just one of those games, Barnsley, they looked drilled. Obviously we couldn't handle, them coming down and getting so high up the pitch as well, wasn't it? And, Devante Cole couldn't handle him, and it was just one of those games, wasn't it, where we didn't turn up. Everyone was poor. Barnsley started well, scored 2 early goals, and then it was just game over, wasn't it, really, for the Barnsley game?
Yeah. You got to look at it from both sides of the coin. I think we look like a side that had put that shift in at Oxford in that heat. Like, I know Barnsley had to play on the Saturday as well, but we looked like a side that had emptied the tank against Oxford. We didn't start great. I thought you got to give Barnsley credit. They played it smart. I mean, they took out Norwood, they put Devante Cole in. They targeted Luca Hall as a centre-half. They decided that their best bit of success was trying to isolate Luca Hall with Devante Cole and trying to muscle him. And it worked, to be fair. And we didn't adapt to it. We didn't have time to adapt to it quick enough. You can say, it should have got changed. But with all due respect, you've gone up to Barnsley on a Tuesday night. You're 2-0 down in, 15 minutes? Let's be honest, over the course of a 40-game season, one eye now is on Portsmouth. As soon as that happens, you're 2-0 down at Barnsley. If you've got any sort of, nous about you on the bench, you're not trying to kill yourself to get back in that game. You're just going to go, right, who needs minutes? Let's do a bit of damage control here, and let's look further afield, because we could have done ourselves in trying to get back into that game, killed ourselves, still got beat 2-0, even 3-0 worse or whatever. Have players out on their feet, lads that could have got minutes that didn't because we was trying to go another direction. I thought Barton did all right as far as, like, it's not gone the way we wanted. We've got a right uphill task now within 15, 20 minutes. Let's get in at half time, see what we can do, have one eye on Portsmouth and get lads minutes in areas that need it. Like I said, there's no point trying to bitch about it after 20 minutes onwards, because the game's near enough gone, isn't it? If it's a different scenario and we're looking at March and we're thinking we need these points to get close to, a top 6 finish, it's a different scenario. But you've got to look at the bigger picture. 40 odd games in a season. We're right at the start of it. Lads still need minutes. Squad's nowhere near finished. Just put it to bed and just say, right, we've come up here. We've not got no joy. We've got loads of this game left. Let's give players minutes we need, and we'll have one eye on Portsmouth for Saturday. I had no problem with it. Barnsley were good. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Let's just like you said, let's just move on. It's good that we've played them, quite early, and like you said, just focus on the next few games coming up and just forget about those. I'm sure we'd have done a lot of work, and like you said, you're not going to come up against Barnsley and Portsmouth every week. So, Matt saying match fixing on Saturday, but not as bad as Mansfield away last season. Even into Marvin as well. I'm not going to do the FCAs last season. Main reason being because last year, basically the voting system is they're not obviously basing it on voting system, because I looked last season at obviously everyone. Amazing support that everyone voted for me online, on Twitter, on the FCA's website, and I had nearly 500 votes from loads of people, and I didn't even get in like the top 4. So, it's good, great opportunity going there, but no, I'm not going to do it. Maybe next year, but no, I'm not doing it this year. Amazing signing from McCormick, biggest light in a bad team. I think we might switch up formation as that McCormick and Evans can play. Yeah, but a lot of people were asking this. Obviously, he can play anywhere. Everyone knows that he can play on the wing. He can play cam. He can play deep. Deep line playmaker sort of thing. But first of all, what are your thoughts on the actual signing of McCormick for an undisclosed fee? Maybe to believe that we've broke our transfer record.
No chance.
As well, because our transfer record was 300k?
325 for Tilson.
Yeah,
I don't think we've exceeded that.
Yeah, because they were obviously they haven't said it, but yeah, they would have wanted a lot of money, considering obviously they already got rid of Radoni for 900k. I'm not really sure, but they hasn't come out. But yeah, what do you make of it on a 3-year deal as well?
Well, I said to you before, as far as recruitment goes about, and if he wants who he wants, then I'm more than happy to see who we get him through the door, because his track record's good on recruitment. I mean, like I said, we've seen MACCA, we know what he's about, and like you said, he was pretty much the best of a bad bunch in our relegation season. Joey believes he can get a tune out of him and in League One again and make us better, and we are better for having him, but you've got to look at McCormick and think, if McCormick does well this season for us and weighs in with goals and assists, and someone like Millwall comes sniffing around for him in the season, he's made a dog move there this summer, like McCormick. He's made a dog move and just down in tools. There's nothing to say he won't do that with us. So you just got to be wary of what McCormick can do. So if he does great for us, brilliant. But if he has loads of success and people come sniffing, there's nothing to say he won't do a dog move with us as well and just go, I ain't doing it for you. I'm sitting here until I get a move. So just be careful with what could happen down the line. I'm glad we've got him, and he'll definitely benefit our squad, but he's capable of pulling a dog move. So just beware.
Yeah, that is it. That is an interesting point. But like you said, the best thing about it is that obviously Barton really wanted him. MACCA said, obviously in the interview that Barton and everyone wanted him. And obviously, I know a lot of people have said, about that he's been relegated twice back to back, which is obviously a little bit of a concern. But I think we should be all right. Touch wood. And you've seen even last season he got. And I know obviously all the Wimbledon fans were angry with him in the end, but it was sort of it was the manager as well. The manager said to him, if a player wants to leave, then I'm not going to play him. So a lot of people have asked, will he go into the, a post I did yesterday on Twitter, will he start on Saturday? For me, no. Barton, you never know, might throw him in, but I doubt it. He hasn't played a single minute this season. For anyone, not knowing, he hasn't played a single minute. Obviously, he played pre-season for them, but he wanted to leave. We've been interested in him for a long time, but yeah, I don't think he'll start Saturday. But where do you he can play a lot of different positions, but where for you, where would you start him in the team? I know, obviously, this is just our opinion. Obviously, we're not Barton, but for you, where do you think his best position is in that team? Would you have to move sort of, as a lot of people have said, move Collins back into sort of like the striker centre forward role to then put MACCA on the left or whatever? But where for you? And let us know in the comments what actual position would you play him in?
I mean, I don't think, no matter who you are, I don't think you move anyone around to accommodate anyone, really. MACCA's been brought in because, first of all, Joey knows what he's about, but also he's dead versatile. So saying, where does he play over the space of 40 games, I think it's sort of like, it's irrelevant, because I think he will be versatile, MACCA. At the end of the day, he's got loads of legs, he's good off the ball, he's good on it, he weighs in with goals and assists. I think it all depends on the fact that our squad is built on a lot of lads that have had or could have an opportunity to play a bit higher, but we've brought him in because he's invested heavily in his medical staff, because they're playing for us, because they do break down. Like, you look at Josh Grant, like, if he was fully fit, he'd be a hell of a player, but he's playing for us because we've invested heavily in a medical staff to get good caliber players that can't keep fit, so they're not at top clubs. And I think with that in mind of our squad, MACCA is going to have to be versatile, and he will play wide one game, he will sit in the hole one game, he will play in a double screen in another, and I think he's perfectly capable of doing all them roles against whoever Joey sees fit to put him in there against. I mean, immediately, as far as our squad now is built at the minute, I see him playing sort of wide of Evans in that pocket, but he could easily go and fill in a hole in the double screen when we get high volume suspensions and injuries in that double screen. He could easily go and sit in there. And also, if Evans picks up a knock or he wants to go down another route of playing him in the hole, we can do that as well. I don't think it's as easy as it's as cut and dry to saying where does McCormick play as one role. I just think he will be versatile throughout the season.
Yeah. Like you said, that is the good thing with him, that he can play loads of positions as well. Keep hitting the like button there if you haven't already. There's currently 90 people in, which is crazy. So do hit the like button; it always helps. And do subscribe if you haven't already; it would be much appreciated. Appreciate the quality support as always. Bristol Rovers fans here in bottom will play Azza and Marquis up top with McCormick on the wing. Mangan said he won't get. I mean, he'll probably be on the bench, I would have thought, but yeah, he definitely wouldn't start because like I said, he hasn't played a single minute. Big up to Joe as well. Appreciate you tuning in. 4-3-3, midfield three of Finley, Evans, and MACCA. Front three of Collins, Marquis, and Anderson. Yeah, that probably sounds about right, to be honest. It is, but like you said, it can be sort of anyone as well. It can be like you said, anyone can play anywhere. Like you said, I think a lot of the thing that Barton likes as well is about the pressing game. We've seen that a lot last season on quite a few of his goal and the season he was with us. That he likes to press from the front, and that's what Barton is trying to do as well. Obviously, another question with the window not being that too far away from closing, and obviously everyone in the comments, get your thoughts in as well. Let us know, what positions for you do we need to strengthen?
I mean, I think Barton's going to go and look for versatility again. I don't think he's going to go and get a player that can only play one position anyway. That's just not how he works with what our squad's built up of. He's going to go and look for versatile individuals, and I think he's crying out for an out-and-out winger. I think he's going to go and want someone who is an out-and-out winger who can go and fill a hole somewhere else if needs be. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes and gets another holding midfielder, because we are going to be high volume in that area. I don't know about a position, but it wouldn't surprise me if he goes and gets another 30 plus. He does like senior pros.
Yeah.
I think he'll probably want another out-and-out centre forward. I think we're sort of light and an out and out centre forward. If Marcus gets injured, then you're left with a target man.
Yeah.
And that's and a back to goal centre forward. And I know he's not blessed with, he's not going to be blessed with 20 goals a season, whether he started him every game. But for what he does and what his skill set is, Loft, he is half decent at what he does. You've seen him improve as far as technically he is better than what we brought in.
Yeah.
And probably another sort of fullback that can drop in as a centre half if needs be.
Mm. Yes, it's an interesting one. I've just seen one of the funniest super chats I've seen, mind, from Marvin James. Appreciate the donation. It says, I seen you chatting to Karen Whelan behind the Chick King van. I mean, always weird super chats, but yeah, I appreciate the donation. I mean, I said to her on Twitter about Whelan being a goat, and yeah, that's a new one. But yeah, I appreciate the donation. Yeah, appreciate the super chat. I can't stop laughing at that. That is one of the weirdest things. Matt says last time Luke only had 2 good teammates, Jacola and Nicholson. Yeah, I mean, who's still there? I'm trying to think who's still there. Pretty much everyone's gone, aren't they, from that season? I think you got Jacola. What's that? Josh Grant, Kilgore. That's about it, innit? I think everyone else is gone from that shambles that we had.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is going to be interesting, obviously, to get in, a lot of new squad, but it'll definitely improve us, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, for me, Matt's just laughing at that. Yeah, Alfie as well. But yeah, for me, obviously we've only got Gordon as the left back, and obviously we've only got, well, I would say Luca Hall is a right back, but he's not even being played right back. So, and whether
Josh Grant would be classed as a left back though.
Yeah, Josh Grant, but obviously it's injuries though, isn't it? That's the only issue. He's a quality player, but like you said, he'd be playing probably for a higher level if he wasn't so injury prone. Because like you said, he's technically good on the ball. He's can play loads of positions. But let us know in the comments how many positions and what areas do we need to strengthen. So far, wonder why MACCA hasn't been given a number yet. Waiting for Zane to leave to take the 8. Yeah, Zane will probably be going probably alone. No one's going to pay for him, are they? So yeah, I think probably at 8. I'm trying to think what other numbers there. Big up to Pingo as well. I appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, for me, like you said, I totally agree with that. An out and out winger with pace and a bit of trickery. And then, like you said, an actual number 9, someone that's just there in the box. Because, like you said, Lofty's good at what he does, sort of target man. He has obviously, improved, through pre-season and being with the group longer and, being coached. Because I can't imagine what it was like being at Scunthorpe and that, shambles and, losing every week, getting battered, etc. Yeah, Matt saying I loved. Yeah, I know. He said that I had a scrap with the Rovers report, just random. Just give him. Oh yeah, number 11 as well, Nicholson. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, for me personally, I would say, like sort of what you said. I don't think we'll get a right back, a left back. I think it'll be someone versatile that can do a job anywhere. Would you say that we needed another centre back as well? Even though we've got Kilgore, Connolly, Gibson, do you reckon we need another centre back or?
Probably, but again, I don't think he's going to look for someone who can out and out just be that guy. I think he will look for someone who can be a centre half and shift into either being a full back or even going and sitting in the double screen. He's good with his recruitment, and I just don't think I've never been concerned from day dot or how long it's taken. I just think he'll get what he wants.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, do you reckon? I mean, obviously we spent. I'm not. Obviously, they don't always say the the sort of transfer fee, but we spent money on Connolly. Obviously, I don't have a clue how much. We've spent money on Rossiter. Obviously, McCormick, I think, and you'd probably agree, it's probably going to be low knees as well now, and it'll go out there and try and get some gems within the positions. I would have thought. Do you agree with that? Just low knees. Are you expecting any more permanent signings or?
Yeah, to be honest, because I don't think he's still looking for 4 or 5. So he's not going to bring in 4 or 5 loans. I think that exceeds what you can have as far as being put into a squad. So I think he will look at players on a permanent. But as you get closer to sort of the end of August, there's going to be players that are going to be wanting to get paid up, shifted on. So there is going to be opportunity for players to be able to be released from contracts and then come and sign on from a wage and not have to pay a fee for them. There will be loans there, though. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Connor Taylor back. Now Stoke Gaffer is gone. Yeah, why not, innit? Get him back. Obviously Barton always being linked, but he's obviously not going to go. He's just signed a contract. Just brought in a player that he's wanted for ages in, MACCA. So, yeah, why not? Why not get Connor Taylor back? And why not get Elliot Anderson back? Because he's not going to play in the Premier League. Get him back, innit? But yeah, we'll see. When is it actually shut? Is it the 31st?
September the 1st, I think.
Oh, September the 1st. So yeah, we got 6 days. So yeah, Joe Francis as well. I agree with that. We do need a bit of experience because, like you saying there, our oldest defender is 24 years of age. So yeah, we definitely need an older sort of player. Yeah, obviously Gibbons, loan right back till January, etc. It's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, we'll get into lineup shortly, but it's going to be interesting to see what he does, with the team, because I don't have a clue what he's going to play this week. I don't have a clue. FanHub's going to be in the mud. Obviously, if you want to join FanHub, actually, that's a decent plug. It's the code. I've got a code scrolling down the bottom if you haven't joined yet or already. But getting into sort of Shrewsbury now, of course. The game we got on the weekend. Currently 18th in the league, 3 places and only 1 point behind us. Winning 1, drawing 2, losing 2. They played on Tuesday as well in the Carabao Cup. They losing to Burnley 1-0. Before that, got smashed by Ipswich. They were poor according to I watched Ipswich podcast. Had a Shrewsbury one as well, saying that, Ipswich could have won by more. Shrewsbury were terrible, but obviously it is Ipswich at the end of the day. And then they drew with Derby 0-0 before that, and then they beat Wickham. That's been their away win at Wickham. So that was their last away game, winning 3 points. And then they've drew with Morecambe on the opening day 0-0 and lost to Accrington at home 1-0. So they're a bit of a weird team. What's your thoughts on Shrewsbury? Because of course, like you said before, a lot of people have actually said that they'll be pushing for sort of getting into sort of high sort of mid-table. What do you think of Shrewsbury?
I think that they're no different to pretty much all the league at the minute. You look at everyone's results; they're all up in the air. It's only really Ipswich that have been pretty consistent. Everyone else has had shocking results or good results. So August is always going to be like that. As far as Shrewsbury as a club, I thought, they work well within their means. They're just, let's be honest, just a soppy little club, aren't they? They don't offend no one. They don't really push for much. They're just like, no one really hates them and no one really loves them. They're just there to sort of make up the numbers. I guess Shrewsbury. Like, I know a lot of people have said that they think they could see him getting pushed because their recruitment's been good. I look at that squad and I don't see nothing to fear, to be honest, over the course of a 40-game season. And I think Dunkley, good signing, I rate that.
Yeah, trade Dunkley on a free.
Other than that, I don't really see much. I mean, looks like they're going to be playing Luke Leahy as a centre midfield. And I mean, I'd welcome that all day coming to them. We'll absolutely run all over that as a midfield. I feel like it, and we're not even up to speed yet. I mean, Shrewsbury aren't up to speed. No one's really up to speed yet. It's still a feeling out process. I said at the start of the season, August will be what it is. You might have to suffer and have a painful August, but in the grand scheme of things, it won't be a big deal. But I expect us to take points on Saturday. I don't see Shrewsbury as a massive threat, to be honest. I think they'll probably play a back three. Dunkley sit in the middle of it and try and be a ball winner and attack everything that comes his way. They'll play two holding midfielders in, Leahy, and I don't know who else will go in there with him, to be honest.
Probably Tom Bayliss.
But going forward, I don't see him as anything massive. Was it Pike, Shipley, and behind the centre forward? It's a bit meh for me. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing we shouldn't be able to deal with.
Yeah, it's a weird one, because, like you said, I've some of their recruitment, like you said, Che Dunkley on a free after getting released on Wednesday. Tom Bayliss coming in, Julian Da Costa from Coventry. They sort of had a bit of a Coventry thing, getting Shipley in on a free. O'Brien's a quality signing, the ex-Millwall forward, but I think he's injured because they got him in on a free. He rejected Pompey. He done well at Pompey last year on loan from Sunderland. He rejected Pompey to go Shrewsbury, which is a bit of a weird one, but I think he's injured. Obviously they got the likes of Bowman, who's been around the block, but that is an interesting one, isn't it? Luke Leahy, and he's done very well. He's done quality there, to be honest. Done well there last season. Obviously, Steve Cottrell being the manager. And yeah, Luke Leahy's their club captain as well. So he's been made club captain. He's scored quite a few goals. Obviously, most of them from sort of free kicks, penalties, like he done with us. But yeah, it's like you said. It's a team that we need to be beaten. Of course, losing the last two will be a little bit low on confidence, but coming back to the Mem, I'm thinking, we just got to go for it. I've watched Shrewsbury podcast as well, and they've saying that he's a very defensive manager, that he's been with Shrewsbury, because like you said, they've got, is it Flanagan, the ex-Sunderland centre-back, Pennington, who was at Everton, and Che Dunkley, the three at the back. Then they play with wing-backs, Pike and ex-Bristol left-back George Nurse is the other wing-back with, like you said, Luke Leahy, then you got Shipley, etc. So it's an interesting one, to be honest. Obviously, they've done okay last season. Obviously, we've already looked at, we already know where we are, 15th. Obviously slipped down a bit, but like we said, we know this early, and we have played two of the better teams. But yeah, obviously losing 3, winning 2, and 6 points. So 3 places and 1 point above Shrewsbury currently. And with, like you said, Shrewsbury coming up, Morecambe coming up, we hopefully can get back on the winning pattern. Especially 2 home games as well, innit, on the bounce. But yeah, keep getting in your questions if you have any as well. Keep hitting the like button. Do subscribe as well if you're new. Currently 140 people in, which is crazy. So again, I keep saying it, but really do appreciate the continued support. We're actually going to get on to our lineups now, which is probably for us too. I think it's maybe easy, but if you're trying to predict, then with Barton, you don't really know, especially after what he done last week. But I know it's Pompey, so I can sort of maybe see. And of course, let us know in the comments. Leave your starting 11 in the comments. What would you go for Shrewsbury this weekend? But Neil, what are you going to go for this weekend for Shrewsbury lineup wise?
I think looking at that Shrewsbury side, and they're going to probably play a back three. And they'll play sort of wing backs if we can push their wing backs back, like get Nurse and Da Costa going the other way, go on a full press of their back three, Pennington on one side, Dunkley in the middle. I think we could get a load of success out of just going on a full press against them, getting their wing backs driven backwards, and pressing them in the final third. I'd go Belshaw in goal. I'd go Gibson and Connolly centre halves. I'd go Gordon at left back, Hall at right back, a double screen of Coots and Finlay, Evans in front of that with Collins one side, Anderson the other, with Marcus through the middle, and just have that high energy basically when we haven't got the ball as a full press of them 4 in front of that that double screen to go and get after them. Make them play long, go and get the ball back, punch it back into midfield, and keep pushing them back.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. I think that's got to be the one. Just go back to Belly in goal. Gordon comes back in. Obviously, didn't make an appearance on the weekend. Was unused sub, but I'd bring him back in, like you said. Put Hall back to right back. Fair enough. Barton wants to put him into a centre back, but I don't think it's really the time to be sort of moulding him into a centre back. I think it'd take quite a long time. Just stick him, to right back. Position what he done really well in last season in his first full season at the club. And then two centre backs, pretty obvious. The only two that we've got that are fit and have played more games. I know Alfie's come off the bench at Barnsley and Portsmouth, but Connolly, Gibson, and I agree. Finley, Coots, Evans behind, Collins out left, Harry Anderson out right, and Marcus through the middle. And I think everyone watching this and every Rovers fan would probably agree, to be honest. Next up, getting into score predictions. Leave your score predictions in the comments. Neil, what are you going for score prediction wise and goal scorers as well?
I think we could get after Shrewsbury. I mean, it'll be a completely different game to Portsmouth. We'll set up completely different. We'll be a near enough packed out mem, and we'll approach it completely differently on our own patch against a side like Shrewsbury. I think we are susceptible at the back post. It's no secret. They'll definitely be targeting that.
Launching balls up to Bowman and stuff.
Set pieces. They'll be bringing Dunkley up, and he'll go and he'll try and get success at the back stick. I think it's no secret. You're not letting it out. I think Joey won't be daft. It's exactly what they'll target, as most teams will until we address it. 2, maybe 3-1. I fancy Rovers to win.
What about goal scorers?
I don't know, but Lofty will get one.
Lofty, always saying Lofty, mate. I mean, still waiting for that home goal, innit? Still waiting for that home goal for Lofty, but let us know. I mean, Mats has gone with 3-0, the same score line as they got beat last Saturday by Ipswich. It's an interesting one. For me, I'm going to say 2-0. I'm going to say we're going to get back-to-back wins and clean sheets at home. Of course, after beating Oxford 1-0. I'm going to say 2-0 Rovers. Like you said, I know it is a bit dodgy, especially with their 3 at the back, quite tall, physical centre-backs in Pennington, Dunkley and Flanagan. I think we'll just have too much for him, especially us being at home. I'm going to go 2-0. I'm going to go with Collins to get his 5th goal of the season. And I'm going to go for Marquis' goal as well. Maybe even a McCormick goal off the bench if he's on the bench anyway. But I'll go 2-0. Neil's gone 3-1 or 2 or 3-1. Wayne's gone 2-1 Rovers. Riley's gone 2-0 Rovers. Collins again. Gibson header. Keep getting in your predictions as well if you haven't already. It is an interesting one. Obviously, Matt's earlier comment saying about Nichols in the Carabao Cup scoring against us, then scoring against Fulham as well. But I think that's pretty much it, to be honest. If you haven't already, get your predictions in. We got a few more coming in as well. Big up to Patrick Welsh as well. Evening to you. 2-1 Rovers. Marquis will get an early one. Jax Ford, of course, obviously gone for that Coots one. 2-0 Gas, obviously Coots to get the first, but going to push the boat out with something a bit different. Lofty to get the second. Coots and Lofty. I think Coots hasn't even got a league goal, has he? I mean, he always says Coots every week. It's like Neil. You're saying Lofty.
A bit different. Mine's a centre forward. Yeah,
true. Tom loves it, doesn't he? James Connolly hat-trick. Maybe Loftonic one as well. But I think a lot of people are confident. Hopefully we can just get the job done. I don't care how we win as long as we get back to winning ways like we talked about. I think, this game and Morecambe are two we need to win. I think, to be fair, I think it will be tough because Shrewsbury, like I've said, and Shrewsbury fans have even said they're a very defensive team, and if he's going to go there and stick probably 5 men right at the back, it'll probably be a flat back 5, with Da Costa and Nurse proper tucking in with the 3 centre-backs, then, yeah, I think it could be, the score could depend on what time we get the first goal. Coots did have that penalty missed, didn't he, against Sutton at home. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Really do appreciate everyone for tuning in. Again, quality support as always. Yeah, he did score one against Peterborough. That was the FA Cup, wasn't it? But yeah, thanks to everyone that tuned in. If like I said, thanks to all the new subscribers and people tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to go and follow the socials for both me and Neil. But yeah, like, subscribe, and yeah, hopefully we'll be back with another video on the weekend saying about how Rovers have got back to winning ways. So yeah, until next time, up the gas.